Yeah, the dosing is determined solely by how the clinical trials are performed. And in the case of the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccine trials, they were both two dosing regimen trials. The Pfizer vaccine is separated by 21 days of dosing and the Moderna 28 days of dosing. And in both cases, the first dose does provide an immune response, and the second one provides a booster to that immune response to hopefully really promote long-term immunity. And then the J&J, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine trial, they looked at the effectiveness of the single shot of their vaccine, and it proved to be effective. This has a lot of logistical advantages as well. But I want to make the point that all three vaccines were proven to be effective against COVID-19, and all of them in particular showed reduction in serious illness that could lead to hospitalization or death. There is. The storage temperature. It's interesting. As part of the application to FDA, every company has to provide stability data that's going to be used to determine how their vaccine is shipped and stored. And in the case of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, they have to ship and store at ultra cold temperatures, at freezing temperatures, way colder than you would have in a home freezer. Whereas the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson can be shipped and stored at freezing temperatures that are similar to what you would find in your home freezer. In terms of refrigeration, they're all different. They're all over the place. The Pfizer vaccine can only be stored for up to 5 days in the fridge before it needs to be used. The Moderna vaccine is a little bit longer at up to 30 days, about a month in the refrigerator. And then the longest one is the J&J can be stored in the fridge. The J&J vaccine can be stored in the fridge for up to 3 months. Yeah, interesting question. The FDA authorized the J&J vaccine as a single shot for use during the pandemic, but it could be that 2 shots do produce some extended durability. And J&J has already started a new clinical trial to look at that very question and is dosing patients with the 2 of their vaccines that are separated by a 57-day interval, which is a bit longer than the Pfizer or Moderna ones. And so we won't know if there's any advantage until the trial data come out. But it wouldn't surprise me if 2 doses do show some advantage, because many of the vaccines that are approved for use in the US are 2-dose regimens. Think of chickenpox and the MMR vaccines are all multiple, at least 2 doses. And so it wouldn't surprise me if that was true for the J&J vaccine as well. I'd say that as Americans, we've always come together in times of a health crisis like this. Really contagious diseases like polio and smallpox. The only way that we were able to bring those under control was through a real mass vaccination effort. And so now we have 3 vaccines, all the data from the clinical trials, plus 50 million Americans who have gotten the vaccine up to this point. Have all demonstrated that the benefits of getting vaccinated are much greater than the risks of not getting vaccinated. So I would say you want to be part of the solution and join the vaccination effort, because only that way will we get the country back to where we need to be. Yeah, I'm really optimistic about where we are in, even though it's been a long haul through this pandemic, but I'm really optimistic as Americans if we're going to have broad access to 3 vaccines against coronavirus that work here in the next several months. And if we want to reignite our economy and fully open our schools and get the US back to its potential, it's going to require a mass vaccination effort that provides the equitable distribution of the vaccine to communities all across the US.